Hey guys, welcome to another how-to video with Matt. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cool state keychain holder, guys. But first, you're going to need a few things. Alright, so to get started on today's project, guys, you're going to need to find a stencil of your state. And the best thing to do is just print one right off of the computer, trace it out. And then you're going to need some scrap lumber, such as a 1x10 board. You need a jigsaw or you need a skill saw. You need key hooks. You need a pair of scissors, a pen or pencil. You'll need some clamps, maybe a speed square, also a drill, a tape measure, and stain or color of your choice, and that's optional. You will also need a 5/64 drill bit or smaller, guys, and this is just to kind of pre-drill your hole for your hooks. And last but not least, guys, you're going to need some painter's tape. Alright guys, so I had a piece of 1x12 laying around that I found, so I'm going to use this right here for the project. So I just took my tape and a little speed square real quick, and I went ahead and printed out the shape of South Carolina, which is my home state, guys. So you'll just have to use it for your state, wherever you're from, or your country, or whatever you want to do out there. And you just want to make sure that it's going to fit on the piece and just measure it out. And then you'll take your skill saw and then go ahead and cut the board. That way you got a nice good wood board to work with right here, guys. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to take our scissors and we're going to go ahead and cut out this outline nice and carefully. Don't want to go too fast or nothing like that. Just trying to get some of the edges off. And just kind of trace it out with your scissors like this. And then once we cut that out, what we're going to do is lay that against our board right here, and then we're going to trace it with our marker, and that way we can cut it out with our jigsaw. So let's go ahead and get this cut out so we can get this traced to the board. Okay, so now that you got your state shape cut out just like we did right here, you can go ahead and position it anywhere you want to on your plank. I oversized mine just so I know I'd be able to put it where I wanted it to include different grains, and you can flip it over and see if you like stuff on that side better, like how this one has more knots in it and this one's more plain on this side. So some people might want that stuff in there, so that's completely up to you. But for this video, I'm just going to go ahead with this side because it'll make it easier for staining. So what I want to do now is just take some painter's tape, just tear off a little strip like this, fold it over just like that, put it on the back just like that, find me a good spot that I want it to be, just like that, kind of near the edge. I'm going to go ahead and just tape that down right there. Then you can take either your marker, pen, pencil, whatever you got, and then go ahead and trace that out right against it. And you know, the harder the state or the country shape that you live in is going to be a little rougher for you to do. Like this shape is a little weird, it's not that bad, but if you got like a nice state shape, like something like Texas or Wyoming, something like that, you know, it's not going to be hard to draw some boxes and some lines and stuff. But yeah, go ahead and finish tracing out your state, and then we'll do the next step. Alright, so we finished tracing around our pattern, so now we can go ahead and remove the stencil, and we can be easy with it because we can keep using that for different stuff. So here we go right here, guys. That is the state shape of South Carolina. So what we need to do now is get on our safety glasses and our mask, and we are going to use our jigsaw and go ahead and cut that pattern out. Alright, so I'm just going to start right here at the bottom and just go ahead and go to my right side, and maybe till I get to this point right here, since that's such a sharp turn. And I'm just going to go ahead and come on up and take the rest of this piece of the board off, and then I can come back and touch it up in between, and then go ahead and hit these straight lines right here, guys. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright guys, so I don't think we did too bad cutting out the shape of our template right here. That kind of, to me, looks like South Carolina. And I did what's called the crooked cut pattern. It's kind of like, instead of keeping it exactly flat and level the entire time as you're making your cuts, you kind of raise it right and left to get these angles. And what it's going to do is kind of give it like a 3D look. See, if that was laying flat, you see all these different textures right here from the different places. So that's the way I like to do things. It just makes it pop out better to me. So now what we need to do is go ahead and get our holes drilled for our key hooks, but we're not going to put them in yet because we just want to go ahead and drill the holes. Then we're going to go ahead and stain our piece, the paint or whatever you want to do, and then put the hooks in. So let's go ahead and get it measured out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just pull my tape from one end to the other here and just kind of make sense of it. So I just ideally want to get at least 3 hooks on here, nice and spaced out kind of evenly. So what I'm going to do is just stick the tape here and use this midpoint right here. And it's roughly about 7 inches, guys. So what I think I'm going to do is just go with odd numbers here and just go ahead and mark a mark at like the 1 inch mark right here. And then I can take my speed square and kind of line that up nice and straight, just like that. And then I'm at the 1 inch mark, so then what I'm going to do is hit me one at the 3 and at the 5. Alright, so those will be my 3 marks that we're going to drill our holes in. That way it just makes it a little easier whenever we go to screw the hooks into the wood. Alright, so I got my drill and my bit right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and just drill just a little bit, guys. You got to think, you got to screw it into the wood, guys. So the best thing I can think of to show you is to take it right there and just kind of look. So you just want to barely just make a mark, right? You're not really trying to drill down into it. So like, that's good right there, guys. Just that little bit, that's what's going to help you when you go to screw it in place right there. So we'll go ahead and do our other holes. Alright, so our holes are now drilled. That way when we go to stain our piece, it's going to keep staying in the holes and then don't mess up your stained areas, guys. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, so for stain, I decided to go with what's called Men Wax. This is right here, the Simply White, guys. Simply White. So let's just go ahead and see what that looks like. Got my gloves on and just got me a little paper towel because this isn't a huge piece that we're staining. So a paper towel will do just fine for me. So just want to wipe that on real quick like that. Wipe it all over. And then what I want to do is with the dry side right here is just wipe it straight down like that. Alright. I want to make sure I hit the sides real good too. And just finish staining or painting, whatever you're doing with your piece. Just go ahead and finish doing that. And then we'll let that dry. And once it dries fully, we can put our hooks in. Alright guys, so our stain has finally dried. As you can see, we got it all the way around right there. And like I said, it's just a semi-transparent whitewash style, guys. So I like the look of that. So we're going to take our little hooks. That's what our pre-drilled holes are for. Now we can just go ahead and put that in. And just want to twist those in nice and straight. You just want to go all the way down till you cinch it. Like that's pretty good right there. So we will go ahead and do our other 2 real quick. Alright. And then we got the last one. And like I said, you just want to make sure they go all the way down because it kind of locks them in place. You want to make sure they got that nice tight effect. So now just when you kind of look at it and just kind of make sure everything's nice and evened up like that right there. That looks pretty good to me. Alright guys, so now all you got left to do is to mount the thing. But I'm going to leave the mounting up to you guys because a lot of people like to use a lot of different stuff. Some people like to just drill a hole in the top, put them a little screw in there. Some people like to put a little piece on the back right here, like picture hanging style. Some people like the 2 where it has the wire that goes across the back. So I'm going to leave all of that up to you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button down below for me, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful week. Peace.